Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Erickson Teaches. We are going to talk about Photoshop from beginner to advanced level. So if you are interested in learning how to use Photoshop for photo editing, for graphic design, and pretty much anything, we are good to go. This series is for you. So let's dive right into the video. Now when you launch Photoshop, this is the interface that you are going to see. Alright, now this particular interface is the home interface where you are going to start generating your document size, your resolution, and everything. Okay, I am seeing these recent documents because I have used Photoshop in just the past few days. Okay, that's why I'm seeing this. So if you are not seeing this, it means you have not used Photoshop to create anything yet. Okay, so first of all, let's focus on create new. Let's click on the create new button over here. Now when you click on create new, you are going to see the new document interface over here. This is the dialog box that will help you to generate your document size. Okay, so let's look at the menus over here. We have photo, we have print, art and illustration, web, mobile, film and video. Okay, now these are different platforms for you to do your editing, and then any of the menus that you pick, you have generated or default sizes for you to pick from. Okay, we are going to focus on the print. All right, we are going to focus on the print, so let's click on print. Great. Now these are regular print sizes that we know. We have the letter, we have legal, we have tabloid, A4, A6, A5 and the rest. Okay, so depending on what you are going to design, if you are going to design a flyer on an A4 sized paper, then you have to pick this A4 document size. Okay, great. But nowadays we all design for social media. Okay, so we are going to create our customized social media size. Okay, so let's come to this side of the window. Now you can see preset details. Okay, this is where you can give your document a title. Okay, or you can decide to ignore this one. After you design, then you save it in the title that you want, but I want us to focus on this side. Okay, good. So in social media uses the square size. Okay, so normally I pick 4 by 4 inches. So with the width, I just highlight everything, type 4. The height, I also go with 4. Okay, normally if I want to design in the HD quality and I'm designing for social media 4 by 4 inches square, I normally pick 800 pixels per inch. This is going to determine how sharp my design is going to be. Okay, now if you are designing for more devices, you can pick the RGB color. If you are intending to print your design, then you can drop this arrow down and then pick CMYK color. CMYK is normally set for print, and then the RGB is normally set for devices or screen. Alright, so now I have set my document size for social media, that is 4 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and I've set my resolution to 800 pixels per inch. So let me click on create. Good. Now when you click on create, this white surface is your canvas. Okay, we are going to talk about the tools and then the interface today, so that in our next episode we start creating. Good. So now let's come down here. Let's come to the extreme right side of our window. Okay, you can see 3D layers, channels. Okay, yeah, so just click on the layers so that we can see how our layers are going to be. Now the layers simply talk about how things are arranged on top of the other. Okay, so you can see that I have my background layer here and it is locked. If I want to create a new layer, I can click on this plus icon here and it creates a new layer. So this layer 1 is on top of this background. It's locked, so I have to unlock it. I can bring this layer below the layer 0, so the layer 0 is always the background. Then I can put it on top of that. Now let's come to this first tool. This first tool is called the move tool. Okay, this first tool is called the move tool. Okay, assuming I have anything on my canvas. Okay, when the move tool is selected, I can move my object anywhere on the canvas. Okay, I can move my object anywhere. So that's the work of the move tool. The move tool also lets you transform your objects on the screen. Okay, so that is the work of the move tool. Great. Let's talk about the common tools so that the video will not be too long. So the common tools that we normally use are the move tool, the marquee tools, the quick selection tool. This is for you to select an object on the screen. Okay, and then we also make use of the text and then the shape tools. Okay, so we have when you right click on it, you have the rectangle tool, rounded rectangle, ellipse tool, polygon tool, and a whole lot of tools. Okay, so let's see if we can create something and then use any of these tools. So first of all, let's right click on this tool right here as the shape tool, click on the rectangle tool, and then just click and drag on your canvas to create a rectangle. Okay, so you see that I have my rectangle now on my layer 0. Okay, so you see that this layer 0 is on top of this rectangle tool is on top of this layer 0. Okay, good. Now let me bring this rectangle tool beneath or under the layer 0. See that it's vanished. It is there, it is still there, but just that it's under the layer 0, so it's covering it now. I believe you get the idea of how the layers are arranged. So when I bring it back on top, you see that I have it back. Okay, so this rectangle layer is on top of this layer 0. Okay, so you can make a layer active by just clicking on that particular layer in the layers panel. Okay, good. So this is how you can create a rectangle. So let's delete it. You can delete a layer by selecting the layer and then clicking on this icon here, and then delete the layer rectangle and then click yes. So our layer is gone. So let's practice again. Let's click on the shape tool, click and drag on your canvas to create a rectangle. Okay, so basically that's the tool. Now when you right click and then you choose the ellipse tool, the ellipse is basically the circle. Okay, now let's create another layer by clicking on this plus icon and then draw our ellipse. Okay, now I can press the shift to draw a perfect circle, or when I release my hand on the shift, see that I'm drawing an oval, or it's not a perfect circle. So when I add a shift, I get a perfect circle. So when I release my mouse and my keyboard, I am getting this. So to be able to move this ellipse tool, you have to click on the move tool. Are we okay? Good. Let me change the color so that we can see the difference. So if you want to change the color, there's a small icon just attached to the layer icon. So you just double click on it and then the color picker will come up. So when I click here, I get red. Now I can move this slider to any color of my choice. Okay, so let's pick the blue one and then click OK. So we have been able to change our color. Okay, so the last thing in this particular episode here that I want us to do is to also look at the arrangement again. Okay, so you see that this ellipse is on top of this rectangle in the layers panel. So when I move the ellipse or the circle, so that it's covering part of the rectangle, because this ellipse tool is on top of this rectangle tool. But when I click on the ellipse tool inside the layers panel and I drag it down, have you seen it? So you see that now the rectangle is now on top of the ellipse. I hope you now get it. Good. Okay, so today you learned how to create your document size, and then you have also learned a few of the tools. Okay, the move tool, practically we have used the move tool today. we have used the move tool today, and then today we also use the shape tool. So when you right click, you get the shape of your choice. Now let's see how we can save our project and continue some other time. So to save this project so that you can continue another time, you just click on file, okay, then you go to save as, then you click on save on your computer, and then you give it a name like tutorial or tut1. Okay, tut1. Now I normally save in this format TIFF. Okay, so I would advise you to save in TIFF even though it has larger file size. Okay, this one, when you use the TIFF, you get all your layers back when you are working on it, or you can choose the PSD, okay, Photoshop PSD, okay, so that you can open and get all your layers back. So I normally save in TIFF, so then you click on save, and then everything here you just leave them as they are, then you click on OK, including layers to increase fast, then you click OK, then pretty much you are done. So next time you can get where you saved your file, then when you double click it, you are good to go. Okay, so thank you. We'll continue.